Match today, Kilmarnock against Celtic at Rugby Park. We'll hear from Jock after we've seen some action.
That's Henry, that's good ball inside. Couldn't be reached by McIntyre. That's Mitchell! Excellent handling there by Marshall.
Well, his handling wasn't quite so impressive, I have to say, after 27 minutes when a headed clearance by Andreas Tom fell to mark Reilly 20 yards out, and his dipping volley went straight through the Celtic goalkeeper's legs to give Kilmarnock a lead, which on their first half performance they thoroughly deserved. In the second half, Kilmarnock again started well, and John Henry missed an absolute sitter 10 minutes into the second half, and that sparked off a Celtic revival, aided of course by the arrival of Paolo Di Canio just before the hour mark. He's hardly on the field when George Cadet released him to score a magnificent opening goal and the equaliser for Celtic. Then Cadet again was the goal maker, this time for Andreas Tom after a rapid breakaway from a Kilmarnock corner. Celtic were then in the driving seat, and the last minute Di Canio returned the compliment to George Cadet, who scored a splendid match. It played like a cup tie, entertainment right from the start. Don't miss it tonight on Sports Scene Match of the Day.
Jock, will Tommy Burns be more delighted that his team eventually sparkled in the second half, or more worried that Kilmarnock might have had the match won by then?
I think both, Rob, must be the answer to that. I think he'll find it very difficult to keep Di Canio out of the starting lineup from this point on, because he made a huge difference. But there were problems for Celtic in the first half, both in midfield and at the back, and he'll be very concerned about that.
OK, thanks very much, Jock. Final score, Kilmarnock 1, Celtic 3, and you'll see all of that on Sports Scene Match of the Day. It really is an amazing match. Kilmarnock with lots of chances. They took one of them, but then Celtic striking in the second half when Di Canio came on. Di Canio, Tom and Cadet 3-1, they won. Motherwell beat Wraith. Let's now head back to Rugby Park. Jock Brown is talking to the Celtic manager, Tommy Burns.
Tommy, was that a case of the good and the bad side of Celtic today?
Well, I think that we've got to look at the first half and really look at it and just basically say that wasn't what's required at all if you want to go and win a league championship. We told them that at half time, but the way they were going, just to continue the way they were doing it, and they would sure as God get beaten and well beaten, because Kilmarnock were, to be fair to them, they were all over us first half, causing us all sorts of problems. But the attitude changed half time. We got a chance to talk to them. It wasn't a case of ranting and raving at them, basically just putting a few pointers to them. And I think, to be fair, the second half they've raised the tempo dramatically and started playing in a fashion that we expect, and more importantly our supporters expect.
Was that the main change, rather than a tactical alteration, just a question of a lift of pace?
Well, I think the alteration with Paolo going on certainly helped. I think that gives you somebody in your team that is prepared to take the ball and beat defenders. And we've not got too many players like that in our team. So when you've got somebody like that, you know, you want to make the best of it. And I think he was, without doubt, the biggest difference. He made some remarkable runs and made up chances, scored a great goal, done a lot of very good things, and this is a very difficult place to come at the best of times, so we're delighted about that, because he took the responsibility, and I think a lot of the other players took a lift from him.
There was obviously the problem with some defensive lapses, especially the chance John Henry had second half at 1-0. Was that something you look back on with some concern?
Well, it's something that I can understand, because every game we play now is like the World Cup final, and we've got to go and chase it. We're a goal down. It's no good to us to try and sit and have so many players like that. We know we've got to go and win the game, and the players know that. And when that happens, then there's going to be a time in a game where a team maybe get away at you and create a chance or two. But to be fair, Marshall's done well for us there, spreading himself well and forcing the player to hit the ball wide.
Do you feel some significance though in the fact you won this rather than drew the game?
Oh yeah, I mean undoubtedly. I mean, I think last year we came down here and had two very difficult games against Kilmarnock, where, to be fair, much of it was the same as the first half. Today they get in about us and causes a lot of problems. But no, I think it's a difficult place to come. We've came, and I think the second half of performance was exceptional, and that is the standard that we're looking to maintain.
Well done, Tommy. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much.
Well, earlier on we heard Gordon. Scene Match of the Day, Kilmarnock against Celtic, an amazing game. Now to this week's action, Kilmarnock against Celtic at Rugby Park, and it was quite a game, despite a downpour which didn't do any favours to those who campaign for summer football. Our undercover man was Jock Brown.
Kilmarnock manager Alec Totten makes 3 changes from the side, which lost to Hearts last week. Out go Jim Loughlin, Derek Anderson and Billy Finlay to make way for Ray Montgomery, John Henry and Colin McKee. He reverts to a 4-4-2 formation with a very young side augmented by the veteran defender Ray Montgomery at 35, the only player in the side over 30. Signed for a nominal fee from Dumbarton 8 years ago, he's proved to be a marvellous servant to the club. And after their European success in midweek, Celtic manager Tommy Burns names the same starting 11, apart from Morten Vikhorst, who's unfit. His replacement is Brian O'Neill, with Paulo Di Canio again starting on the bench. The midweek hero was the Portuguese international Jorge Cadet from Sporting Lisbon, who took his goal tally for the season to 3 in 5 matches. He appeared as substitute 5 times last season and started only 2 matches, but still scored 5 times. He'll be a big goal threat to Kilmarnock. And the man in charge is from Edinburgh, Mr. Ian Taylor. The familiar Celtic huddle again employed. Dreadful overhead conditions, the rain starting to come down very heavily in the last 20 minutes or so. Underfoot of the park, its usual immaculate surface. Celtic in their new change strip there, the luminous green and black. No handball given against John Henry or against the challenging player Tom Boyd. Here's Brian McLaughlin for Celtic. Ahead is Cadet. Here's Boyd again. It's intercepted well by MacPherson. McKee starting the match on the right hand side for Kilmarnock. He's very quick indeed. Celtic will it back. Here's McNamara with Peter Grant trying a long ball for O'Neill. That was a good pass. Important challenge made by MacPherson. That's McLaughlin. Good ball in right across the 6-yard line. And George Cadet looks across to Brian McLaughlin to explain where he would have preferred the ball. Hold up allowed here. The knock taken by Gus MacPherson, challenging Brian O'Neill for the high ball. Damaged his shoulder, a collarbone area. Well, they figured on there, Hugh Allen, the Kilmarnock and Scotland physio. Kilmarnock manager like Tallon has visited the capital city of Edinburgh twice in league business with a win and a defeat. Very important match here against Celtic. Celtic manager Craig Brown looking on. He has Boyd and McKinley of Celtic with Jackie McNamara, the new man in the squad, to examine here. Whitworth measuring the pass there for MacPherson. Got the break of the ball there, I think. That's for McKee. Boyd too, both very quick players. Boyd wins the race. That's Henry, that's good ball inside. Couldn't be reached by McIntyre. That's Mitchell! Excellent handling there by Marshall. Well, remember, the ball really is like a bar of soap on this wet surface, and this really was excellent play. Henry doing well initially. Mitchell strikes the ball so well in that position. Paul Wright looking for the knockdown. McLaughlin did well. This is Tom. Out of reach for Grant. Right to Mitchell. Caught late by McNamara. No foul given as Hughes challenged McIntyre. Here's McNamara. Now McLaughlin. Fine effort by McLaughlin. Very close indeed. Brian McLaughlin trying to get his first goal of the season. The tackles were flying in here. Look at this one coming late on McNamara. That troubled the referee. He allowed the advantage. McLaughlin could scarcely have been closer. Well, the referee, to his credit, is making an allowance for the conditions, I think, when these tackles come in. Players sliding in, skidding all over the place. At the same time, some of the players are getting a little bit overwrought. Person. The run was made willingly as ever by Henry from midfield. He's turned Boyd well. Henry again. In goes Mitchell, marked well by Tom. Great effort by Reilly. Through the legs of Marshall. 1-0 Kilmarnock. Well, Gordon Marshall completely beaten by this. Some fine play by Kilmarnock in the build-up. They've been pressing relentlessly whenever they could. The 27th minute of the game as MacPherson played this for. Look at the part played by John Henry. This is top-class play by a fine player. The chip to the far post, met well by Tom. The dipping volley there from Reilly, treacherous for the goalkeeper, especially in these conditions. But undoubtedly, an error by the keeper. He will know that all right. But what good play it was by Henry on the right-hand side to engineer the opportunity to play over that cross to the far post. Credit to Tom for being there to head clear. But it was an excellent volley by Reilly first time. Well, you wouldn't know from that expression. Alec Todd was delighted. The angle ball to the far post, touched away by Hughes. Come on up now in full cry. These are difficult moments now for Celtic, there's no doubt about that. Here's Colin McKee getting a signal from the far side where Kilmarnock appeared to have overloaded, and Hughes did well. Scrambled away by McKinley, helped out again by Brian O'Neill. Celtic struggling badly here to cope as Kilmarnock come forward in droves. Well, it shouldn't have caused quite so much trouble, this corner kick. Marshall elected to stay on his line. Boyd's pass reaches Tom. McNamara goes in the overlap. Whitworth heading it away. Here's McKinley. Pressure remains in the Kilmarnock defence. McKinley's made the byline. Queuing up in the middle. The header downwards by Cadet. He leaped very high for that. Did well to direct the header downwards. McKinley's cross. Cadet and that ruck of players doing well. Navarra's given it away. Straight to McIntyre. Talented left foot. Mitchell's pass. Henry in the box again. McIntyre's cross, there's McKee! What a chance! He holds his head, he knows chances don't come much better than that against Celtic. And where was the defence? Where was the cover there for McKee? Cover there on the left-hand side, provided by Tallon. This is Tom again. Cadet, O'Neill, Tom, Van Hooijdonk. Well, it really hasn't been this afternoon so far. It was a terrific move from Celtic. It deserved much better than that. The passing was excellent. That one was a beautiful ball to Van Hooijdonk. He caught his studs at the turf. Frustration for the Dutchman. Well, you must give great credit to Kilmarnock the way in which they've gone about their business. Have been brisk right from the start. They haven't allowed Celtic to settle into too many of these splendid passing movements. There's McKee spilling away from Marshall. Not surprisingly, so much power in the shot. The wet, slippery ball. Space here for Henry. Oh, this is Kilmarnock at their best. Coming forward rapidly from midfield. Henry, the main supporting attacking midfielder. Reilly, the man who sits in the centre, although he's the man who's scored the only goal of the match so far. O'Neill to Cadet. Blows onto the ball and gives it away. McIntyre's pass at the last of the first half, which is warmly applauded by Kilmarnock supporters. Mark Reilly's last goal for Kilmarnock was the 18th of February 1995. 18 months ago in a cup tie against East Fife. But he scored one this afternoon which he will remember for a very long time. The headed clearance by Andreas Tom, met on the volley by Reilly, straight through the legs of Gordon Marshall, and that's what separates the teams at half-time. It's Kilmarnock 1, Celtic 0. Well, you had the feelings of a very big second half for Celtic, looking to give real confidence to their supporters at the start of the season. They certainly qualified in Europe, but they can't afford to drop any points here in the context of challenging Rangers, and they're in serious danger on the evidence of that first half when Kilmarnock played so well. Appeared to have a vital edge in key areas. Brian O'Neill certainly having a battle in the middle of the field with Peter Grant against John Henry and Mark Reilly, but the Kilmarnock players came out of that very well indeed. swiftly by Henry, who's had a fine match for Kilmarnock. Wright's return pass, just out of reach for him, and there was an offside flag up on the far side as Hughes made the interception. The free kick's taken already. McKinley to Van Hooydonk, back to McLaughlin. Cadet trying to beat Lekovic in the near post, the big keeper making certain that wasn't possible. Andreas Tom having a debate with the assistant referee on this side. Well, there appeared to be something happening off the ball. Tom complaining bitterly to the assistant referee on this side. Appeared to clash with Gary Tallon. But the layoff there from Van Hooydonk was a good one. McLaughlin took a good option there. Here was Cadet checking inside MacPherson. Van Hooydonk holding up Montgomery. Here's Tom. Across goes Whitworth. He got a touch on the ball. That was crucial. Kilmarnock irate about the decision not going against Van Hooydonk in the clash with Montgomery. Montgomery still giving the referee some stick. Tom leaning there on Whitworth. Clash of bodies and no question of a penalty. Careless one by McIntyre, but Mitchell fastens on the loose ball. Here's Paul Wright, showing too much of that to O'Neill. Boyd now to McNamara. Boyd is supporting this attack. Good running by Van Hooydonk. The back heel that attempted for Boyd. Well, the idea was good, the execution was wrong. Mitchell taking a pass from Wright. Well, you can see him there deliberately trying to chip the goalkeeper. Very difficult in these wet conditions. That was clearly the intention. So the match now raging from end to end. Here's Boyd, still well forward for Celtic. O'Neill has McLaughlin to his left-hand side. Struggling there against Henry. Off goes McKee. Running straight into Grant. Now McLaughlin. Tallon doing a good covering job again. Careless one by Henry. Well read by McKinley. In goes Tom. Good downward header. A lot of power in that. Goalkeeper in just the right place though for Kilmarnock. John Henry will be relieved about that. It's his error which gave McKinley possession. Mitchell giving that inside to O'Neill. This is Cadet. Van Hooydonk leaves it to Tom. McNamara's angled cross. That's Van Hooydonk at his best. He's so good at that. And Lekovic did so well again. That could so easily have slipped me on him. But Van Hooydonk is expert at this, coming across his marker like that for the glancing header. All right, breaking into space now. There's Henry with a chance for the second. Hangs his head in despair. It was brilliant play this, a superb cross. Now look at the chest control here. That was excellent. The rest looked easier. And Henry has pulled it wide. Well, come on and go and win this match. John Henry will have a sleepless night. O'Neill. Paolo Di Canio is coming on to replace Brian McLaughlin. Well, the Italian star comes on. McLaughlin had a very bright start to the match, but then rather lost his way. So switch in tactics here. Di Canio comes to the right, Tom moves to the left. Hughes wins the battle this time in the air with McIntyre. Cadet has the pace here. MacPherson trying to meet him. That's a great finish by Cadet, but no, it's wide of the target. Well, the chip was just what was required. Van Hotlt linking well with him again. His pace is impressive in this position. And Lekovic had no answer to that. So that cancels out the miss by Henry. O'Neill did well to find Di Canio. Cadet. Di Canio again. Oh, that's great play by Di Canio. He's equalised. Well, that was brilliant. And you can see the effect that's had on the Celtic players and their supporters. What a goal it is. Cadet's pass to Di Canio. Look at the patience, the confidence, the timing, the footwork and the accuracy. So Di Canio gets his first goal for Celtic. It really was expertly taken. Lekovic wrong-footed in the end. Well, the goal a long time coming, fully an hour, but Celtic supporters now believe this is a match which can be won. Relief for Tommy Barnes, but he won't be happy with a draw. McNamara's back header means a corner kick to Kilmarnock. Gave Marshall no chance at all there. Whitworth going to the goal line there. Right in front of Gordon Marshall. But in there by McKee. Hughes with a clearing header. Cadet races after the ball. And that's a very good bit of play by Cadet. Doing Gary Tallon a favour, I think. Here's Tom for Celtic second. Brilliant play again from Celtic. George Cadet doing the creative work. Tom with a finish. Now Gary Tallon caught him. He'd have been in serious trouble with the referee. But Cadet rode that tackle, measured the pass for Tom, and there was then no doubt at all about the finish. Well, Celtic now showing their attacking menace in full cry here. Look at Di Canio inside. But the measured pass finds Tom in so much space, and Lekovic was helpless. And Hotldt's layoff. Here's Tallon. Celtic tried to hold Cadet regardless there, but couldn't manage it. The balance of the Portuguese striker was so impressive. Turned away by Boyd safely. This is Reilly. Tallon trying to get the better of McNamara. It reaches McIntyre. He's hoping for a corner. He's got one now. McNamara could work his way out of trouble there. Well, last time Kilmarnock got a corner kick, Celtic scored. We're very keen to avoid that. Key flights it in. There's Hughes who headed clear the last time. And here we go again with Di Canio. Tom supporting. Van Hotlt coming in the back. Cadet well up for upfield. Over to the far side is McKinley. Well, Celtic's counter-attacking is ferocious. Di Canio this time leading the charge. Inside for Tom. This time trying to become a goal maker rather than goal taker. McKinley trying to bring it down, but under pressure from Whitworth shoots over. Time Di Canio breaking. Here's Cadet. A battle there with Whitworth. Cadet wins that fight. Could this be another? Well, he's made the 2 goals for Celtic. Finally on the score sheet himself. But look at the strength here, quite apart from the skill and the control, battling his way past Whitworth for the shot at goal. Van Hooydonk under pressure from Montgomery. Finds Di Canio. Good disguised move inside. That's Van Hooydonk. He's hit the post. Touched on there by Lekovic. It was a save, all right. Good play by Van Hooydonk altogether in the build-up too. Well, Van Hooydonk there, working his way past Montgomery, finding Di Canio as he came inside. Van Hooydonk took over, and that was rifling into the far corner. Well, Fergus McCann, I'm sure, relieved to see his huge investments paying off. Cadet and Di Canio, in particular at the moment. And Andreas Tom there. Free kick it is outside the box. Until the referee looks very calm as he gives this free kick outside the box to Celtic. Killie, Van Hooydonk being asked to go into the box. Tom also dropping back to the edge of the area. McKinley will take this. The 10-yard rule scarcely obeyed, surely. Goes Hughes! Oh, the chance fell initially there to Brian O'Neill. Well, O'Neill should do a bit of that because it was set up by the header from Hughes back into Brian O'Neill, who swiped and missed. And then it was thumped away by Tom. No, I don't did well again, so too did Whitworth for Kilmarnock. McNamara and O'Neill together. Di Canio picks out McNamara. Oh, that's great play by McNamara. Back it comes to Di Canio. Well, they certainly show their feelings, the Italians. Temperament apparent for all to see. Was brilliant play here by McNamara, and Di Canio's shot certainly had the keeper beaten. Whitworth pushing forward. Kilmarnock showing patience, trying to find an opening. MacPherson against Di Canio. Tried to nutmeg him there, didn't make it, but he won the throw. Whitworth well forward. Well, if possession is lost by Kilmarnock, they could be exposed. But they're still pushing forward. Here's Whitworth in the outside right position. Hotlt lets that run. Grant now to Di Canio. Celtic now the counter, and they could punish Kilmarnock here. Here's Cadet. This could settle it all. 3-1 to Celtic. George Cadet, the maker of the opening 2 goals, the scorer of the third. And that was always the risk Kilmarnock took, sending so many men forward. Di Canio, the perfect pass for Cadet. The rifled left foot shot, and this time Lekovic couldn't make the save. But the arrival of Di Canio has sparked Celtic to life. There he goes with a pass. Cadet now with a deadly finish. And it looks comfortable in the end for Celtic. So 3-1 to Celtic. That doesn't really do justice to Kilmarnock for their contribution to what has been a thoroughly entertaining match. Substitution being made by Celtic. They're taking off Pierre Van Hooydonk. Player coming on, I think, is young Mark Anthony. A taste of first team action. Well, not very much of that here. Certainly won't have time to work up a sweat. In fact, he hasn't had a touch as the final whistle goes. Celtic running out, impressive winners in the end after a very tough opening hour. And remember, John Henry missed a sitter at 1-0 to Kilmarnock, but then Andreas Tom, Paolo Di Canio and George Cadet took the game by the scruff of the neck. The arrival of Di Canio appeared to make all the difference to Celtic. They've won a match which frequently they might have drawn in the past. George Cadet was the maker of the first 2 for Di Canio and Tom, the scorer of the third, and that's why these Celtic supporters are so delirious. It's been an excellent closing half hour, and Celtic have won the 3 points. Kilmarnock 1, Celtic 3.
I thought for now that Kilmarnock were a better side. We took the game to Celtic, we scored the goal, Paul Wright had a chance, a bit unlucky. Same with McKee with a header in the first half, and after the break, John had a tremendous chance, and if he'd have scored then it would have been 2-0 for Kilmarnock, and I feel that was a turning point actually. Celtic, because of their quality, they paid millions of pounds for players. Because of their quality, they came through in the end, but for an hour, Kilmarnock were far the better side and created more chances than Celtic.
And they were all over us first half, causing us all sorts of problems. But the attitude changed half time. We got a chance to talk to them. It wasn't a case of ranting and raving at them. Basically just putting a few pointers to them. And I think, to be fair, the second half they've raised the tempo dramatically and started playing in a fashion that we expect, and more importantly our supporters expect.
Was that the main change, rather than a tactical alteration, just a question of a lift of pace?
Well, I think the alteration with Tallon going on certainly helped. I think that gives you somebody in your team that is prepared to take the ball and beat defenders. And we've not got too many players like that in our team. So when you've got somebody like that, you want to make the best of it. And I think he was, without doubt, the biggest difference. He made some remarkable runs and made up chances, scored a great goal, done a lot of very good things. And this is a very difficult place to come at the best of times. So we're delighted about that, because he took the responsibility, and I think a lot of the other players took a lift from him.
So Celtic start this season the way they finished the last one, second to Rangers, but there are 33 games left, so I think there's plenty of time for them to do something about that. Kilmarnock, 3 points from 3 games. Let's hear from Billy and from Tommy. Both were at the match this afternoon. They were all over us in the first half, said Tommy Burns there. Was that a match, Billy, that Kilmarnock should have won?
Well, they put themselves in a position to make a victory out of it, but I think the constant Celtic pressure in that second half, if they had lived through the period, that 10 minutes, quarter an hour after half-time, then they might have got away with it. But once the first goal went in, I think the flood doors were open then, and at the end I felt Celtic deserved to win.
Tommy, impressive firepower from Celtic in the second half, but they took an awful long time to get control.
Yeah, I felt in the first half, especially the full-backs, defensively I think Tommy will be very disappointed how his team played. Whether it was a kickback from the European, you normally get lethargic performances after the European games, but I feel the two Celtic full-backs definitely got exposed a wee bit with balls over the top, and the centre-backs weren't covering them a wee bit, so definitely they rode their luck a wee bit.
OK, we'll talk a bit more about that, but the Di Canio goal, Billy, started the comeback. He's not a man to panic by the looks of it.
No, it's interesting enough, the first touch there was a poor one, but from here on in he knows exactly what he wants, plays the pass, gets the return. A wee bit lucky there, but look at the footwork. He panicked a little bit at the end, didn't he?
Tommy, the red boots obviously work.
Yeah, I think so. When you see it here, he's got one thing in mind. He plays the ball into George Cadet, goes for the return, receives it in the box, turns the defender. Quickness of feet there is absolutely magnificent, and he rolls it away in the corner.
This for me is a great goal. It's a tremendous header out, but look at the strength and determination from Cadet. I thought he had a magnificent game, but he shrugs off those two tackles, knows exactly what to do, plays it to Andreas Thom, and that was a great finish because he sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. He made it look easy in actual fact. But a great goal.
Exactly the same as Billy says here. I think George Cadet was magnificent today. The way he rode the tackle, weight of the pass to Andreas Thom, and you see the composure there. He just waits till the goalkeeper goes down and rolls it in the corner.
And Billy, having done so much of the spade work, he deserved a goal himself, Cadet.
I felt he did. It was an interesting part of the game because Kilmarnock were having a go at the end, and it was real pressure from Celtic that got them the pass. And there's Di Canio, he really enjoyed himself in, but he gives the pass in there, and maybe George Cadet's a little bit fortunate there, but he knows exactly what he wanted to do and played really well.
Lekovic beaten in the rear post, Tommy.
Yeah, I think it came from good Celtic pressure at that stage, but you see Di Canio drifting into the midfield area, plays a lovely weighted pass to Cadet and a great strike, but the goalkeeper, at the near post, I think you're looking for your goalkeeper to do a bit better in that instance.
But it must be a frightening thought when you see these 4 foreigners coming at you.
Yeah, well, as I say, I think really, the introduction of Di Canio, Kilmarnock were well in charge, but the introduction of Di Canio turned the course of the game, and I feel that Kilmarnock should maybe have altered things a wee bit.
Kilmarnock will be ruining the chances they didn't take, and they gave Celtic an uncomfortable first half.
Well, in the first half they got a lot of success in the full-back area. I think you see instances here, good interplay here, laid into John Henry, played back to McIntyre in the left area, and Colin McKee should score that. He must hit the target there, and at that stage it would go 2-0 up. Another one here, this is the one where I feel Celtic, if you look at Tosh McKinley's position in the left-back area there, he should definitely be tucked round a bit. and also John Hughes must come across to give a bit of protection there. But Tosh was attracted to the wider player, and as I say, the ball's rolled up the inside off him to John Henry, and there's another opportunity just comes along here, and it's a good save from Gordon Marshall. This is the one in the second half. Paul Wright pulls away, and John Henry, who caused a lot of problems there, must be very disappointed in not finishing there. He's up the inside of Tosh McKinley again, and as I say, I think if he scores at that stage, you know, Kilmarnock are well in charge of the game.
Now, Billy, we'll see the Kilmarnock goal in a second, but there's a big debate about the pros and cons of Gordon Marshall. Where do you stand? Is Gordon Marshall a good enough goalkeeper for Celtic?
Well, it's a difficult position. I think being an old firm goalkeeper is always difficult, because you're not under the constant pressure that so many goalkeepers are. And I think the thing that you've got to have is concentration for the entire 90 minutes, so that when you're called upon, however fleetingly it might be, your concentration is intact. And I think Gordon has a tendency to lose concentration just a little bit.
Let's see the Kilmarnock goal, and we can assume, I think, that Gordon's maybe watching the other side at this point.
Well, that's right. In actual fact, the Celtic defence are found a bit wanting, because Tom Boyd's a bit rash in the challenge there. Andreas Tom does a good job of backtracking. It's a well hit shot, but Gordon won't enjoy watching that tonight, I wouldn't have thought.
Tommy?
No, as I say, it's this area I'm talking about again, over the top of Tosh, and Tom definitely rash there, but John Henry uses his body well. Great ball to the back post area. Andreas Tom has tracked back but plays a loose header. Matt Reilly's on the edge of it, but you're looking for your goalkeeper to save that, you know, from a strike from there.
And this is an angle that he won't want to see.
No, he'll never want to watch that one. But, you know, everyone makes mistakes in a game, but I think the thing that irritates the Celtic fans is that maybe Gordon's been making one or two more than he should be making recently.
Tommy, Billy mentioned old firm goalkeepers, and naturally enough the Celtic fans will make a comparison with Andy Gorham, who saved Rangers over the years so many points, but obviously there aren't too many goalkeepers of that sort of quality available.
No, I think really the biggest problem that Gordon's going to run, or the risk he's going to run this year, is Celtic are going to stop the Rangers from this 9 in a row, or achieving the same as the Celtic have had. And the pressure is going to be on them, so it's not going to go away. And I think that any mistake that he makes, he's going to highlight. So I think it's got to be addressed by Tommy Burns, you know, because Gordon is a very good goalkeeper technically, but the amount of mistakes that he's making at vital times in the game has got to be addressed quickly. Because, you know, in an instance like that, you know, if Kilmarnock would not have got back into the game, the opportunities they had earlier in the game, they could have killed the game off there.
OK, Tommy and Billy, thanks very much.